Good evening. Welcome to Robert's Reading Room and Reviews. I'm here to do my latest book review. I'm so excited. This author that I read now, I this is the third book I read by her, the best. And when I found out it was going to be turned into a movie, I was like, "Oh my God." And if the movie is anything as good as this book, which I know with the movie they're gonna leave some of it out, that's okay. I just want to say I love this book. I actually lost a lot of sleep reading this book. I mean, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning when I had to be at work at 6:30. I mean, but it was well worth it. I want to thank another author for even talking about this book because if she wouldn't have said anything about it, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't have read this book because I do have other books by this author that I'm about to do the book review on, but it wouldn't be this soon. But when she talked about it, I was like, oh, okay. I made a little note in my head. I got to read this book. And I'm talking about Amaleka McCall. She was on my Literary Twin Sisters radio show, Black Talk Radio. Diamond Literary World is the name of the show. If you get a chance, please listen. She's on every Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 p.m. where she interview authors. You can call in, speak with her. If you have a question for the author, you can also ask them. But with no further ado, I just want to say this right here is a masterpiece. I am talking about Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult. This book was beautiful written. I mean, beautiful, awesome, excellent. The transition in the book. I mean, it had me like, wow, oh my God. You have Ruth, who is a nurse. She's been a nurse over 20 years. She works in labor delivery pavilion at this hospital. She goes to work one morning and she does a 12-hour shift. So she's receiving reports about this patient from the nurse that's getting ready to leave. She goes in, she introduces herself, she takes the baby, she bathes the baby, she do the vital signs. She suggests, the baby, it's time for a feed. She goes over to the mother and she proceeds to try to help her breastfeed. Husband sitting there not saying anything, haven't said anything. But when she goes over to try to help the mother baby feed the baby, I want to see your supervisor. That's exactly what he said. She goes to get her supervisor. Supervisor comes in. He tells the supervisor he don't want no black people touching his baby. I was like, oh, okay. I see where we're going with this. So, as you know, if you follow me, I don't do spoilers because I really encourage you to read a book. What's the point of me doing this review if I'm telling you the whole book? But I will touch high points and things that happen within the book. Fast forward. Ruth is off on a Saturday. So she, is at home. One of the nurses calls out. So she goes in to fill the shift. She's in the nursery where they keep the babies, and emergency happened. This baby, who the dad is named Turk, the mother is Brittany. Their baby's in there, and the nurse is in there taking care of him because he had a procedure done a couple hours, I say, before. Emergency breakout was C-section, and the nurse had to leave. She tells Ruth to watch the baby. Ruth is like, but I'm not supposed to touch this baby. Something tragic happens. The baby didn't make it. I will say that. So, of course, Turk, aka I call him a jerk because that's how he acted. A long situation happened where we have to go to trial. So they go to trial to try to determine if the nurse killed him because as things happen to the baby. The nurse comes back. Ruth had already seen the baby's change color. She's trying to check to see if the baby is still even breathing. So she hears footsteps. So she's scared she's gonna lose her job for one because she's been told not to touch the baby. So she wrapped the baby back up. So I will say some of the things happen within the book. And so she hears footsteps. The nurse says, "Let's start CPR." You do the compression. She's doing the compressions. A code is called, so all the team is in trying to save this baby, Davis. Lo and behold, the mother and father hears the code. They comes in, they see this taking place. So the father's accusing her. Oh, I don't want to say the word that he says because I'm past that. Because I believe that word is anybody that's ignorant, which he was. Kill my baby. So things happen. They go to trial. And I love how Jodi shows you how racism is more than just hate. Yes, it's a hate crime, but it's more than that. It's about who has power in this world and how they show that power, how they use it to make some people, I guess, weak. I want to just say that as an Afro American, yes, I see racism. I just saw it a couple weeks ago as I'm going out to eat. We're at a restaurant, we go to sit down. This lady has her pocketbook on the arm of her chair. Soon as I walk behind her and sit behind her, as I'm proceeding to go that way, she takes a purse and put it up on the tabletop. It's so hard. It really is because I really want to say something when I see this. Not the first time it happened. It's probably not gonna be the last time. If I was to say something, I'll be the older, angry black guy. I'm pretty sure. It's really hard. This country is supposed to be free, but it's really not. I will say I love Ruth Attorney Taylor. I will say that. I mean Kennedy. Sorry. How she, toward the end of this book, she accepted and she even said, all of us is a little racist sometimes. And it's true. I mean, because I've had former coworkers who turn their nose up, talk about, oh, I wouldn't lay down with someone that's a Caucasian. My thing is, love has no color. I don't look at it that way. You have example I've experienced even on the job as of late. You have your own race that's against you. I've had that. I've seen it. I've experienced it in my own life. So I feel like that's racism too. I just want to say, I wish we can just overcome all of this, and love one another. This book right here had me up, like I said, 3 o'clock in the morning after 3 reading this book. Had to be at work at 6:30. Did not care because it was on my mind. It had me so deep in thought. What I learned to take from this book is that you could be one way and a tragedy happened in your life and you could change for the good. I want to say that. And even in this book, she has in here, she wrote, I'm trying to find it. Oh, I hope I can find it. What I wanted to, I posted it earlier on my Instagram page, and I don't seem to think I can find it. But I just want to say, toward the end of this book, here it is. People learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can learn to be taught to love. And that is so true. This is a page turner. 450 something pages. It's been turned into a movie. I cannot wait This is one of my first books for Black history, a must read. Thank those who support Robert's Reading Room and Reviews. That's my YouTube channel. My Instagram is Robert's Reading Room. And my Facebook group is Robert's Reading Room and Reviews. Please follow me. I'm having a book giveaway soon. So please follow me and find out how you can get that book. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend.